what you do and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I am a published cover artist. I do retailer exclusives and stuff for Image Comics, Dynamite. I've done tons of indie projects. Last year alone, I had about 30 published covers. I do travel the Comic-Con circuit pretty much all over, from Grand Island, Nebraska, down to Texas, over to Florida, and I've got to go to Baltimore, Maryland in a few weeks. But yeah, I definitely wanted to do more cons in Tennessee. I was born in North Mississippi, and I spent a lot of my time around Memphis and things like that. And I've known Covington. I've been out here a bunch of times when I used to do my insurance world prior to becoming an artist. So when I saw you guys were doing a Comic-Con here, I was booked somewhere else last year when I think when I first saw it, and but this one Josh and him caught me like right when I was doing some bookings and stuff, and told me about it after I sent him a PM. So I definitely wanted to come out and do it, and you guys put on one heck of a good show yesterday. The following you guys have here seems to be a really good up and coming event center. Like I said, with all the cons I've done and stuff like that, you guys had a great crowd for a Saturday, and especially as a new con. Last year, I think, was y'all's first year. But yeah, I've had a blast with it, man. But like I said, I've been doing comic covers for about 4.5 years now. And, it's my full-time profession. And, we just dropped my own creator-owned comic last month, Psycho Sal. So that has done extremely well in the indie market. Issue number 2 for that goes into Kickstarter next month. So it's been crazy so far. Really wild ride.
So I saw your stuff yesterday. You've got a lot of across the genre on comic book stuff and horror and lots of different stuff. And it was very good. I briefly came by, and I came by once. And you probably didn't recognize me because, it was this off-brand superhero budget Batman. But then I'm going to try today to have a little more time to actually look at some of your stuff. Because like I was saying, if you look in the office, what I do is everywhere we go, my wife and I, she knows we travel a lot for various things, whether it's lawyer training or whatever. And we own a martial arts school too, so we go around and do martial arts competitions. And so what I always do as I'm getting there is I'm looking up the comic book stores or comic book stuff or whatever, and I like to go look. And then if I can find independent artists somewhere, like I especially like finding, like in Vegas, they'll have them on the street, and there'll be guys, super talented guys out there just on the street doing sketches and stuff. So I like that original stuff. And then at every convention we do, I always try to get some commissioned or whatever. And I think especially now, what a lot of businesses, and we'll get your contact stuff up here too for folks, but people around here, a lot of them copy me, which is great, on my marketing. I do a lot of marketing stuff, right? So a couple years ago, I did a comic book, the Kickin Lawyer comic book. There's a cover hanging right there. And there was a local guy artist that we had. Well, there's now another guy that, that's the second printing. There's now another guy that does this generational wealth stuff, Rod Hickman. I'll give him a shout out. And he's got his comic book. And so we're going to do like a crossover thing. But my point is, I think a lot of businesses miss opportunities. This pop culture stuff is multifaceted. And so if they get someone like you that's very talented and can help them create something like that for businesses that might not even care about comic books or that kind of stuff, it crosses generational boundaries, and it's something that's very unique and memorable as a marketing tool. My point is, if anybody's watching on these business people around here that follow me on business stuff, I'm using this for twofold. One, it's branding. Everybody that gets it's got my brand on it. It also teaches kids a life skill. Mine does, because I have the martial arts stuff, so it teaches that. But then it's got ads in it. So like if you look on the back, it's got my that's my law firm, and then inside it's got my martial arts school right there. Yeah. So everybody sees it. So those are opportunities too that I don't even know if you've thought about. That even if you do just the covers to hang up for people, that's sketched out as an original of them as some kind of superhero. Yeah, it's a good spin on it. I've done a few in the past. I mean, I've done, logo designs and things like that for some people. And it's a great tool, especially the comic part of it. If you decide to, if someone takes what they do for a living and they hire a writer or they write it themselves or whatever, and they turn it into a comic, I mean, you're 100% right. It's a great advertisement tool, especially if you do it, that it's more of a kid-friendly style book. And then,
with them reading it and getting into comics, I mean, you're also, getting kids to actually read, which is a great thing to do. You're also getting young people into art and comics and stuff, which is another great thing to do. I think a lot of parents today are too concerned with, I'm tired, so here's my phone, go play with it mentality. And, and I think that's a great tool to kind of give them that. But like you said, it is something that will allow, as the kids are sitting there reading it or something, a parent picks it up, they see your advertisements. It could be something they actually read and get a kick out of. And then, of course, you can put multiple types of advertisement in the back and stuff like that, too. I mean, even when we did Psycho Sal for Kickstarter, there was a couple of tiers in there where people could purchase advertisement pages to put their business in my book.
Yeah.
And those sold out immediately.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is a great marketing tool.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, more businesses really need to give consideration to it.